So, much like what you've already been seeing, I'm going to be doing these probably daily, not weekly, because I do enjoy scrolling on Instagram and watching reels and TikToks and really understand how messed up our society is. So please make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe. You know what to do if you want to come and see me talk nonsense on the internet all day, every day. But let's get started. So we're going to continue today again with some videos. These are just random videos, no specific topics, and we're just going to react to what society is paying attention to on social media. So let's get started. We've got something already quite interesting here on the clips. Okay, what do you do if you get pulled over by the police? So this is obviously going to be something to do with maybe like race, the black community, and things like this. You know how the black community is now a very serious hot topic. Everybody wants to talk about how they either love, hate, or whatever problems there are within the black community. So let's get started, my people. Welcome to the channel.
Nigga, when you get pulled over at nighttime, cut that inside light on. What that does, it get a police officer clear view inside the car. Let the windows down. Keep your hand on the steering wheel. Tell that nigga over there, man, just put your hand on the dashboard. Don't say nothing, don't do nothing. When that police officer get out the car and look down and see y'all like that, he know you know somebody.
Ooh.
That's like two Masons talking to each other with body language that don't nobody notice but them. You done spoke a code to him. He know you must know somebody in law enforcement because you done that for his safety. That's called his officer's safety. He got a clear view inside that car with no movement. Hey, sir, man, my stuff is in the glove box. Can I get it? If he had a bad day, he just had a good one in. If he was thinking about being an asshole, he know you know somebody. He go.
Before we let him continue with what he's saying, do you know how true this is? I think that like a lot of the time people are just combative or frictional about things for no reason, okay? If the police does pull you over and you're a black man, okay, the easiest thing you can do is to comply with the law, to comply with what they expect you to do. Put your hands on the wheel, make sure that everything looks safe, make sure that you are prepared before they even have to give you an order. Much like he said, that will register as either you know somebody or you are not a stereotypical kind of case of friction, of race friction between the police and the community. You don't want to live up to the stereotypes. You want to break them. The more pleasant and the more compliant you are, the easier it is for you. That's what I'm saying. I feel like sometimes people want to fight against the system by, you know, using brute force, you know, hard power to say no, protest. No, my friend. Sometimes the best thing you can do to beat the system is to conform to it. And then once you're inside, darling, that's when you do your damage. Come on, you got to be a bit smarter. I like this guy. I've seen him on the internet a few times. He seems to be quite interesting. I can't lie.
Handle you totally different because you know you know something without even saying
something.
Nothing.
That's it.
See, we ain't got that kind of information, homie.
No,
Because we got a lot of.
That's exactly what he said. You ain't got that kind of information, homie. When people pull you over, the first thing that people want to do is to fight, to complain, to be angry, to be upset, rather than to follow the steps, the instructions, what is there already for the officer's safety, as he said, because it shows that you know something. Because who told you about that information? Who told you that this is how you should act step by step? You must know somebody or must know something. Okay, do you agree with this take on a woman looking for a partner? Let's see. We're again with this guy that speaks, you know, he's a no-nonsense type of man. Let's see what he's saying.
You can't find your man. He go find you by your attributes. You can't find, you can't be out looking to find no man. You just have to be a woman of essence, a woman with qualities and a woman with traits, and you'll stand out. And he go find you. Grocery store, the red light, but you can't find him. You don't know how to pick a man. It was never designed for a woman to pick her man.
That is true.
So
I can agree with that, to be honest. I think that, for example, if you do just want to have like a casual sexual partnership with somebody, yes, everybody can find everybody, anybody can find anyone. But I genuinely believe, obviously, being a traditional person, I believe that, yes, the man should be the one to find the lady of his dreams. He should be the one to look for you. I think men do know what makes a good mother before, much better than women know what makes a good father. I think women make worse decisions than men, because when they're thinking about the man, I think women think more on an immediate kind of effect sort of thing, where we're like, oh, he's really nice and he's so hot and he's so this and he buys me this and he does this in the moment. I don't think women think about the future as much, whereas men, they do tend to think about the future a lot more. When they are with a girl, they immediately categorize as worthy or not worthy of being a wife and mother, you see? And if we women had that mentality a little bit earlier, where we think, okay, would this man be a good man to be a father or husband, then we probably would kind of avoid a lot of headaches. So I do agree with him. We were not designed to pick our men. I'm telling you this much right now.
And not to be religious or anything, but I can't get past he who finds. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and has favor from God. So you are favor for a man. But if you ain't where you need to be as a woman, shit, how you gonna get what you need?
Let me just go back to the he who finds a wife finds a good thing and is favored by God. Let me tell you something. First of all, I'm not a religious person. I would say I'm spiritual in the sense that I believe in God, but I don't need religion to tell me that God exists and for me to know what the meaning of life is and how to be a good human being, right? But I think people add too much meaning to this. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. Of course he finds a good thing. A wife is going to take care of you and your family and your home. A wife is going to cook for you, clean, just do everything for you. So you've basically found yourself a free maid. Of course it's a good thing. Women, when they come into men's lives, sure, obviously if the relationship is a good relationship, they tend to elevate his life because they add to it. Whereas on the reverse, when a woman finds a husband, usually she starts to lose a few things because she's going to have to adapt and sacrifice certain things to kind of to enable the relationship to be healthy and to go on and to allow the man to lead. So of course a man is going to find a good thing when he finds a wife. What does it say about the wife when she finds a husband? Does she find a good thing too? That's what I'd like to know.
So most women ain't. So this is what I've been realizing for the new age woman. She want to be the man rather than being a better version of a woman. Listen.
This guy, Charleston White, these guys are loving his videos. I understand why, because he's funny. He speaks with no filters. And Charleston White on how he loves getting people locked up. Like, this guy is just scandalous.
It's my dream to put a nigga in jail.
Why?
Some niggas wake up and on Friday nights they going to the club to knock a nigga out. They pride theyself in whooping niggas. It's some niggas wake up on Saturday, get dressed, they plan on fucking plenty hoes that night. I want to put niggas in jail. I want to put the gangster niggas in jail, cause boy, they seem to get together when they get to jail. Some of the best things that ever happened to a black man is jail. Yeah.
Isn't that scary that a black man is recognizing that the best thing to happen to black men tends to be jail? And I find it really sad that that's the reality, but I can also understand that why that is something that he has said. And I don't think that a black man does need to go to jail, but I think what jail does give men is kind of a certain discipline, routine, and lack of freedom that makes certain men focus and understand, I do not want to have a life where I'm doing the wrong thing. I want to do the right thing. I want to follow the structure. I want to clean up. I want to do better. And I think that's kind of, it's kind of like when life slaps you in the face and you have to learn the hard way. Unfortunately, a lot of the black community ends up in jail. A lot of the black men end up in jail. But I do wish that they would probably kind of like draft into the military, because I think you can get similar results to jail, if not even much better and healthier results from the military, Discipline, routine, responsibility, focus, vision, motivation, inspiration, all these sort of things, a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose. I think the military does give men that, whereas jail forces that upon men. You see what I mean? That's the difference. So I think that you shouldn't get people locked up. You should be getting the brothers more like to draft into the military. And the military doesn't mean that you're going to have to go to war or this or that, but at least put yourself through some training that is going to kind of force some discipline into you as a man.
Be the best man he can be in jail. Yeah. He go to getting his push-up. Yeah. He learned how to eat right so the muscles can sit right. Yeah. He started writing letters home. thinking
Yes.
about the wrong he done because he need this bitch to send him some money. So he started apologizing for things he should have been apologizing for so he can get that
Yes.
$100 for the month.
Not lying.
Then he started calling mama, talking to mama a little bit more. Now the kids can get a hold of him. Kids can't get a hold of him when he free.
No.
Can't nobody.
Can you imagine? And you know, the saddest thing is that he's so right. You know, the moment that a man goes to jail, there's so many things that he starts to do. There's so many healthy things that he starts to do, including, you know, reflection and, you know, valuing the things that are important in his life, appreciating people because he has nothing else. And it's so sad that it has to take sometimes something so deep like that to wake people up when it shouldn't be the case. But then at the same time, we can't expect people to kind of to know things that they just don't know. Okay, so obviously with things like this, we have to look at the parents. We need to look at who raised you, how did they raise you, and what's going on for this to be the case where black men tend to kind of become better people, from what this guy is saying, through prison. Very sad reality now. Very, very sad reality.
They find this nigga when he free. Now he telling the kids how to do good in school. Now he telling his little brother. Now he want to try to put the family together.
Yeah.
Then he pick up that Quran.
There it is.
Then he grab that Bible.
Also, this is another question I do have to ask the brothers, okay? If anyone does manage to get on the comments, please let me know. Why is it that every time these guys go to jail, they always want to convert to Islam? Yes, he mentioned the Bible eventually, but the majority of the brothers become, you know, Abdul, Ahmed, all these sort of things. They become the Akhis. Why is that the case? Why Islam? You know? And I mean, I think probably because Islam feels like it's a little bit less corrupt than Christianity, so that could kind of make sense. But still, I don't know. It's interesting. It'd be nice if they could find their own spirituality without having to go follow a book.
You can't beat him every Sunday getting baptized at the Christian service. You can't miss him every Friday with the Jumar Assalamu Alaikum.
Yeah.
He doing his 5 prayers a day. He ain't fucking. He ain't jacking off. He ain't doing nothing. I mean, he the best. His spirit, and he come out looking good.
He did the right thing.
Yeah.
That is mad. He ain't lying and he's saying the right things. It's true. A man, when he goes to prison, he comes out doing the right things. He comes out like a refreshed, renewed, revitalized human being, a born again, good human, which is actually a good thing. But anyways, let's go. The next video that I already played without even doing a little pause is 50 Cent. What is 50 Cent saying? 50 Cent is the funniest rapper of all time. He actually is. Let me just go back and say this. 50 Cent is actually probably the funniest rapper, the biggest banterer there is on the whole internet. This guy is not afraid of nothing and nobody, and he's got banter for days. Sometimes when I go through his page, I just laugh, especially in the times when the Diddy situation was happening. Oh my Lord, he made me laugh. Let's see what he's saying. He did what? Well, let's see what he's talking about.
Right thing.
Yeah, I agree.
did the right
You know,
thing.
as much as people would like to laugh at,
Do you remember when Jay-Z got slapped up by Solange on the elevator? Him, Beyonce, and Solange went to beat him up. I wonder why that is. I bet you Solange slapped him up because he must have done something to disrespect Beyonce on a really like high level, you know? Not just a quick flirty with Becky with the good hair. He must have probably got into the toilet to do a dirty with, you know, some other thing, and they probably know. Because that kind of hitting from Solange showed that she was angry and trying to protect the sister from something really mad.
it is really laughing at so much success.
Would you have done the same thing?
Nah, I would probably up under those circumstances. I ain't gonna lie.
Baby, she's so smart. Stop it. She's so small. You could have just.
Nah, I would have did it once or twice. Chill.
Pow!
On my side.
Of course he would do that. You crazy. Ultimately, this is the funniest thing, okay? I do not endorse violence against women. I think that as a man, you should practice a lot of restraint, knowing that you are the more physically superior being. Of course. However, let's not get it twisted, because I feel like one of the things that goes really wrong, and I think one of the things that kind of girls take advantage of, is the fact that men usually are told, you do not hit women. So what do? They go take the piss. They go and be hitting men. Like, as a woman, where is your business putting your hands on a man? If you slap somebody, expect to slap back at some point. But this is the thing. He already said you do. Chill. He'll at least give her 2-3 warnings, 2-3 chances to not do the wrong thing. But if she continues, eventually he's going to have to retaliate to kind of wake up back into her senses to say, you're really trying to beat up a man. You're only beating me up because I'm allowing you to, but not every man has got such lack of self-respect that will allow a woman like her to beat her. I do think that maybe you don't need to punch her, but maybe kind of like a strong warning restraint would be a good one, you know, just to put it in her place quickly. Because I feel like a lot of women these days need to be put in their places, you know what I'm saying? And it's, yeah, I mean, come on, you can't be taking advantage of our societal kind of advantage because we're, you know, we're the more vulnerable species, and so, you know, we get away with murder. That should never be the case. Sometimes men do need to stand up for themselves. I just think men need to be a bit more strategic in how they do it. Anyway, let's see. The aunties be on smoke.
You the outside now, not the hide. Bring the jollof or bring your mother. Oh. We go slice them in Jesus' name.
I want to tell you the reason why a lot of ladies are abandoned and disappointed by a man, and they will keep shouting that all men are the same.
Uncle Shy!
Listen to me. As a lady, you have been living your life. The little money you are earning is okay for you. You have been sorting your own bills by yourself. You have been living fine on your own until one guy came and chiked you. Your attitude automatically changed. You now carried all your problem and your family problem on top of the guy. You will forget that you were the one sorting your own bills by yourself, and the small money you were earning was okay for you.
I wonder.
Now you will be needing new hair, you will be needing new clothes, you will be needing new iPhone just because my fellow man came to express his feelings for you. This guy will not hesitate to do all these things for you because he loves you, and he will be trying everything possible to prove to you that he loves you. This guy will be sorting all your bills and buying everything you need until he go broke and doesn't have any money again. On the other side, another guy will start to check you. You will start losing feelings for that first guy. Because this second guy wants to get you by all means. He will start to convince you that a man that truly loves you must spend on you. You will rush and break up with that first guy. After you might have accepted this second guy, he will show you love and spoil you with a lot of gifts for like 3 days. The next thing is to sleep with you. After he sleep with you for the first time and second time, he will disappear. He will disappear from you because he has money, and the only thing that attracted him to you was sex, and he has actually gotten what he wanted. You think it's a joke? At this point, you have lost the real guy and the fake guy. You cannot go further, and at the same time, you cannot go back because you were living a normal life with the first guy. This second guy now came and raised your taste for bigger lifestyle.
Yes.
This is the reason why a lot of ladies will come out and say, men has come, all men are the same. The next thing, she will enter into hookup in order for her to maintain her current lifestyle because she cannot stoop low to a normal guy that is earning small amounts of money. Some of them don't really know all these things, and I will be here talking, you will be there laughing. You don't want to learn anything from me on this app. The only son of my parents, don't worry. You will understand all these things if you reach 30 years. The camera come.
Do you know what's so funny? Uncle is not lying. This is what happens with a lot of girls, right? Where you're living your best life, you're just, you know, you're being independent, you're taking care of yourself, you're paying for your hair, for your nails, just living independent single woman life. You know, where you just can afford your life. You just pay your own bills. It's normal, okay? We all do it. It's not a brand new thing in this day and age. Now, the problem is when then you meet somebody who loves you or who likes you so much and they start doing things for you because as a man, he's meant to provide and all of these sort of things. Yes, that's fantastic. That's great. That's beautiful, okay? But then he spoils you and eventually gets to a point where he can no longer give you the things that he started giving you to begin with. And what does that mean? It means that you now start to feel, you know, absence of that ecstasy of receiving presents, of being showered in gifts and all these acts of love and, you know, all these amazing things. And this is when then girls say, oh, I don't know. Things changed. I don't know. I'm just not into him anymore. It's because you're not getting the same ecstasy that you're going to begin with. And then guess what happens? Now you're in a vulnerable position for the next guy who knows that you want things because obviously you've probably been publicizing all the materialistic, consumeristic stuff that makes you happy and feel loved, and he's going to be able to give it to you. And he will give it to you, but guess what the worst thing is about this type of man? Because for you, the nails and the hair and all these cute little things that you get for free from a man, for you, that's a big deal. For certain men, that's chicken change, ladies. So if a man is coming to you to try to offer you hair and nails and this and doing the bare minimum in his kind of level, bro, come on, don't give it up so soon. That's the same as you giving it up for 20p, my G. And then you get to a certain level where you can no longer go back because you've already gone and you've fucked up. You've already gone for somebody that's giving you a lot of things, probably more than what the original guy gave you. So you cannot go back. Plus, if you went back, you would have treated the next guy badly. But you can't move forward either because you've already been used and discarded. So what do you do as a woman? You just keep trying to repeat the same process, try to keep finding the next bank, the next money, the next man that's going to pay for all of your stuff. And you reach a certain age where your morals are shot, your vajija is used up, the reputation has gone down, men can smell you and kind of judge you from 10 miles away. What do? You reach 30 and you can't find a man. So you see, this is the thing. A lot of women are in this kind of situation because a lot of women somehow, some way, I blame the Cardi B's probably. I blame Cardi B, and who else do I blame? Yeah, I blame mostly Cardi B and all of these female rappers who keep talking about, he gives me this, he's give me that, he gives me, does. That is really bad. Because now women think that love or real attention from a man or respect from a man comes in the form of things, and then they start to get the wrong idea. They end up going for the wrong men that know that women are stupid enough to believe that material things represent love or some sort of interest, and they take advantage of the girl. So they play them. A guy that can spend £1,000 on a girl a month, yeah, he's not spending a lot, you know. Let's say he earns £10,000 a month. Okay, which for some men is very doable, especially if they got businesses, if they work in IT, tech, finance, whatever. £1,000 for him is not a lot. You are thinking, oh my God, this guy is spoiling me. This guy is doing all of this stuff. This guy. Bro, £1,000 is nothing. The same way that Daphne Joy, the 50 Cent's ex or baby mother, whatever she is, was banging other guys with P. Diddy for just $10,000. And what is £10,000 to P. Diddy? $10,000, sorry, a month for P. Diddy is nothing. And these people be doing this for chicken change. I find it really embarrassing. Unless you're going to give me like $1 million a month, best believe I'm not going to be doing no sexual favors for nobody. You're not even giving it up for anyone. The only person I'm going to give it up to is my babes. And he didn't get me with money, actually. He got me with real love and true intentions. Uncle Shy.
Give me the camera.
He's coming back. I love this guy. He's so cute. Bless him.
I wasn't the girl that ever went to prom. Like, my boyfriend was 30 when I was in high school. I know, my mother was crazy, but you know what? He was... I would never, ever let my... Mad. I mean that in a good way. Like, she was an artist. She was like, well, if that's who you love, baby. And he was so good to me and kind and like...
Wow. You see, this is the dangerous thing about life in general, yeah? Nowadays, we're talking about men being pedophiles and men being weirdos and men going for women that are younger than them and all these sort of things. But what a lot of people are not actually kind of putting into the equation as well is the accountability that girls need to take for this as well. Although, yes, they are young, then this girl was going to prom. So she would have been 16, 17, 18 probably, right? You are kind of aware of things. You are aware that you shouldn't be going out with somebody that is that much older. Even we know, because we can look when we are 15, 16, 17, 18, we're looking at 30-year-olds as old people. So how is she at the age of prom not going to prom because she got a 30-year-old boyfriend? And the mom approves. So this kind of brings into question people like R. Kelly, for example. You see, I feel that, you know, people are judging him with the wrong lens. You know what I mean? I think people are judging him, saying that he's going for underage girls and all this sort of stuff. But we've just got Nia Long right here, right now, talking about how she dated a 30-year-old man. And the mum approved. So really, are the men that are predators, or are they both complicit in the whole union? The man and the girl. You see, because I feel like what happens at that age with the young girls is that they want to be like the older women, you know, the ones that have got the bag, the makeup, the hair, the shoes, you know, all that cool stuff that girls like. But guess what? Boys their own age cannot afford to buy these things for girls. So what do? They go for the older men that can buy these things, okay? And the older men will also go for these young girls because they're looking fresh and sweet. And it's very easy to spoil a 16, 17, 18-year-old girl in comparison to a 30-year-old woman that is his age mate. So yes, okay, I understand why girls go for older men. I understand why men go for younger women. Now, the problem is when we're just simply blaming the man. That for me is a problem. Yes, I know that he's the adult and he should be making better decisions, but the girl at that age knows what she's doing as well. Not only that, the parents, okay? The mom was all right saying, if that's who you love, baby, well, you just sent your daughter to be in a relationship with a quasi-pedo. I mean, I don't blame R. Kelly no more. I'm looking at the parents.
You're right.
Mad.
And he did it. He did it the right way.
As the
He did it the right way. Which right way? I beg. Like, that's quasi-pedophilia, and you're telling me that he did it the right way. Which right way? That's just dead. Anyways, let's have a look. What do they think of white women? Who is this? Is this Indian people?
says, tell your women, oh believing men, to bring down their cloth over their like bosoms or whatever to ensure their modesty and guard their modesty. And the line goes, so that they will not be harassed or molested. So,
by the way, this is also another thing that I think goes really, really wrong. You see all this religious talk and white women should be covered up and so they shouldn't be harassed or molested. The whole point is, in those sayings, in those kind of like lessons of the Bible, of the Quran, or whatever book she's talking about, whatever she's referring to, it's not necessarily about you being molested or it being justifiable that you're molested or harassed because your bosoms are not covered. That's simply actually to tell you that the more exposed you are, the more sexual attention you're going to get, including harassment, or somebody may even try and do something to you because you're tempting them visually. That's what it means, okay? But anybody that wants to go and take that risk, or anybody that doesn't really care about this, that's up to them. But it is not a justification for people to treat the white girl with less respect just because she's not covering her bosom. I beg, that's so stupid. I hate these people sometimes, man.
so that's like a delineation that Muslim women should cover, and the non-Muslim women that aren't covered are not free from male sexual violence. And that's where the issue comes from. And that's why when you hear the rhetoric of some of these groomers in the grooming gangs and the perpetrators, they say things like, sorry to say this, it's horrible, but they say things like, this is what white girls are for, and our girls are for marriage, but this is what white girls are for. And this is religiously justified because you act like this, you are not virgins, you drink, you wear these kind of clothes. So that modesty really kind of like, even to this day, goes into their psyche as something that they act on a daily basis. And there's so much more. There's like, you know, just telling women that they're dumb, they get less inheritance, they need double the witnesses of men. There's no.
So let me just pause there quickly before we continue, because she said a lot of like amazing things that I feel like I want to touch on. So first and foremost, this is one of the things that I think we don't kind of explore enough, and that's kind of the stereotyping and quite frankly just the racism against white people. Okay, and it goes so deep and so far that if you are outside of the white community, like for example the Muslims or even the Asians or even the black people, there's always some sort of derogatory kind of like view or prejudice towards white people. Okay, whether it's that they don't know how to cook, whether it is that they have no culture, whether it is they have no morals, no values, whatever. And that's kind of what she's kind of hinting at. Outside of the Muslim community, white women are generalized and labeled as less worthy of respect, okay? Because they don't have modesty. They don't live by the values of modesty, and therefore a lot of the things that are happening to them, like sexual assault and the sexual attention that they get, is justifiable. Bro, that is 101 racism. Literally, that really is, where you're kind of you're justifying bad treatment against the race based on your prejudicial kind of opinions about that race, in this case the white women. The same way that we now have all these comments, all of these terms like Karen, Becky, Snow Bunny, you know, there's a massive kind of persecution against white people at the moment, and I find it to be quite ironic. I mean, it's interesting that at first, you know, it started with white people being at the top and now the tables have turned, but the same way that the tables have turned, they will always turn back again. So I guess everybody's going down the ups and downs, and now is the moment for white people to be down. But when white people come up, I got a feeling that it's probably going to be quite ugly. I don't think this is going to be a tension, an issue that's going to end positively. I think the resentment and the bitterness between races is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And at some point, somebody's going to lose and it's going to really go wrong. And I've got a feeling that, I mean, you are in a white man's land, most of you guys, if you're watching from America, if you're watching in the UK, guess what? It's their land. Somebody's going to have to get kicked out. And I hope that is not me, yo. Let's watch maybe like one more video. No, I can't do just one more video. I want a few
There's
more.
no limit, like there's no lower limit on child marriage. So that's
in the Quran.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm of the understanding Muhammad had a 9-year-old.
Yeah, like also one of the things, like, forgive me, my Muslim brothers and sisters, but this blind kind of like this blind respect for some of the prophets, for me, it's just a bit dead, right? Let me tell you something. It's okay to condemn something that is no longer appropriate in our day and age, okay? The Quran, the Bible, the Torah, all of these books have been written long time ago. Life then, the understanding of life, of our morals and values has changed a lot. We've evolved as human beings, not only physically, but socially, most importantly, okay? And we've evolved to get to a point where we know certain things are correct, certain things are not correct. So at some point, it would be nice for people to actually revise these books. Instead of taking the word for gospel, take it to understand that this was a manual, a compilation of lessons of life to help people get by on a general basis, okay? It's a rule book for the masses, okay? So now, if you have a prophet that married a girl that was 9 years old, at the time perhaps it was okay, but in this day and age, I think it's the responsibility of, you know, the religious leaders to address these things and not justify it because it says it in the book, but to justify in the sense that it happened then, things were okay then, but this is not okay now. And I think that's not something that they have made clear enough, and that's why there's very dodgy kind of dealings with sexual harassment, children, all this stuff within religious kind of realms. You see, religion for me is a massive problem because religion has not evolved with the times. Religion is still stuck back in whenever 1,000 years ago, where things were so different to how they were now, okay? Including to the point that because of Eve's sin in the Bible, people were treating women much worse than they should be treated, which goes to show you that sometimes religion actually does get it wrong, and religion is outdated at times. Come on, brothers, what the hell?
Yeah, a child bride. He married her at 6 and consummated the marriage, sexually violated her at 9.
Okay, she went to the gym wearing short shorts. Bro, don't get me started on these things that be wearing basically next to nothing to the gym. You're not even wearing gym attire. You're wearing underwear to go somewhere to probably most of the exercise that these girls will do is just squatting, or any exercise that involves them spreading their nyash, spreading their lips, wafting the whole gym with their vaginal smells, and, you know, then complaining that men are staring. Bro, even I stare. I'm straight yuck. I will never go there, but even I stare because I'm in disbelief at how much I can see. You might as well be naked. Literally, you might as well be naked. You can't complain that this is a man's problem. This is a woman's problem, for real. Like, what the fuck? Look at this. Definitely kick her out. Are you mad? Kick her out, bro. What is this? What is this? Chat. What is this? Is this gym attire, bro? This might even be sexy lingerie for the room, brother. How is this something that somebody's going to be wearing in the gym? A woman on top of that, and then you're going to tell me that men are looking. Bro, that shit is so far up your ass cheeks that there's 90% of the ass is out. The only thing that's covering is maybe your belly button, a little bit of your coochie, the nyash, maybe the booty hole, but that's it. And then you've got something covering your nipples. That's it. But you're going there to then go to the gym and distract people and be inappropriate and put people in awkward positions and tempting men for no reason. Bruh, come on now.
Não, com esse short você não pode treinar. Não fui grosso. Você não pode treinar com esse short contra as pessoas. Não pode. é muito furto, moça. Você tá fazendo agachamento, por isso que eu fui chamar você lá.
Hey! And on top of that, she was doing squats, wearing this. Look, wait, let's go back. You can see her nyash. Look, you can see it all. And my girl is squatting, dropping them weights, you know, nyash open, everything in the gym in a public space. And these are the same women that if anybody is looking, or if a man even makes a mistake or even approaching her, she's going to make a huge fuss, cause a massive scandal. But look at her, and she's even asking the guy, but what is wrong? What's wrong with what I'm wearing? What I do want to know, though, is who went to complain to the manager. I bet you it was another woman. That's the thing. I bet you it was another woman. And this is what I find very alarming about women. Women are very willing to support one another in their bullshit until it becomes bothersome to them. And bothersome to them, do you know what that looks like? If they are a better, more fierceful competitor, meaning that they get more guys than you. So it's a problem because now you're jealous and envious of the attention that she might get wearing that and being like that at the gym, or because you have a man that you went to the gym with, but or maybe actually you're just a good woman that has morals and values. But what the F, like, come on, how is a lady wearing this to go to the gym and then complaining like there's nothing wrong with that? I swear, like, ladies, you're not making it easy for me to stand up for you guys. I swear, I'm a girl's girl. No, I've never been a girl's girl. I like it.
Eu vou levar você até a porta, porque não pode.
Você andar sozinha.
Tá ok.
Bruh.
I really like lost myself for like years, and I don't cry about this no more because I'm strong.
Bruh, this whole P. Diddy conversation for me was a bit of a mad one. And I'll tell you why it was a mad one. And as much as I want to feel sorry for people that are considering themselves to be victims, I also have to laugh. And I'm laughing simply because how serious is your need to be famous to the point that you're going to completely lose and gamble your integrity? In other words, men, you are all going to take it up the nyash, even though you don't like it, by P. Diddy because you want to be in a band and you want to be famous. Are you serious? Is that what people are actually willing to do for fame? And fame that is here today and gone tomorrow, especially music. If you can be a one-hit wonder, you're going to have to retire early because there's bare competition. Boy bands don't even exist anymore. So you guys all went to go get banged in the bum for no reason by P. Diddy. I beg. And look at him. Look at his face as well. It's not like he's even lame. Come on now.
But it's like...
Don't piss me off.
I was going crazy, bro. Trying to figure out, like, what is going on? And the things that I was feeling are coming to light now. And I'd be like, whoa, that had to be God, you know, intervening. And
when did he intervene, bro? When did he remove you, bro? Because you're sitting there crying. All of you guys are crying, which means that God didn't intervene early enough. I say it was God, but it wasn't God. It was just that you knew that you were giving your booty out to somebody that was not going to give you what you thought you were going to get. That's the thing. Don't be putting this on God because you went and made that decision yourself. You decide to go kiss the devil. In fact, let the devil fuck you yourself. And then you're telling me that it's God that saved you. No, God didn't save you. You just opened your eyes and you realized that you're not getting what you thought you were going to get and you decided to dip. Because if God saved you, you would have spoken about this before because you know that God would have had your back. Even if you're going to defame, if you're going to expose the devil for doing what he did to you. But no, now you're going to go to God. Please now.
Removing me from that situation because it could have got really, really bad. Like, I'll tell you, it felt like some sacrificial stuff was going on, man. Like, it felt very...
And you allowed yourself to be sacrificed.
Scary and weird to where I ran to get help. I ran to my doctor. I spoke up with my family. I spoke up to people around me because I was like, if this is true, and I'm caught missing or dead or something, I want you guys to know facts and the truth of what I'm going through and experiencing.
Did you have this conversation with the rest of the group?
Yeah, they know.
So when you guys heard this,
we was in tears. Like,
oh,
yeah,
wow,
in tears, real. I love my brother. What's going on? Tears, real, hurt, pain. Like that.
I got to get an injection in my arm every month for mental health now.
Really?
What is? I don't want to be insensitive. Lord, forgive me. But what injection do you have to get in your arm every month for mental health? What does that mean? What is that? Antidepressants that are pumped into you via vaccination or something? Because I don't understand why you need an intravenous medication for mental health. That's sounding sus. I can't lie.
my life.
What? I'll give you guys a minute.
Oh, and they'll start crying now.
And I guess like if this would never came out, I still would have been secret about it. I wouldn't just like snitch.
What do you mean you wouldn't snitch? And then you're telling me that God's got your back and that God saved you, but you couldn't even trust that God had his strength behind you so that you could go and speak out and expose a devil that was doing terrible things, not only to you, but to a lot of other people. And the worst thing is that I know that if he did it to you, he did it to your brethren, and you guys must have spoken about it. And even if you didn't speak about it, you knew about it. You see what I mean? So those who stay quiet are sometimes almost as complicit as the people that are helping these monsters do what they're doing, because you knew what was happening. You're feeling bad about it right now, I get it, but right now you're speaking out about it because other people have spoken on it. You're jumping on somebody's bandwagon when you had the opportunity to get this out there much quicker if you truly believed in God, because God would have got you through the battle. But no, you waited for Cassie to open her mouth first. Bego.
Yeah,
because I'm not no snitch. Like I was gonna just do it.
I'm no snitch.
And
well, you're just gonna let a man, fiddle your bum hole. You're not gonna say nothing about it. Nonsense. All in the name of fame. Nonsense.
I don't know why somebody that evil would. I don't get it. I don't know why somebody would do that to a talented, passionate people.
Yeah.
Like, we talented, passionate people. I don't understand. No, it's okay, bro. I don't understand why someone.
And you know what the craziest thing is about this guy? Yeah? What I'm going to tell you, what is alarming is that I could kind of feel more sympathy towards people that were abused by P. Diddy. I do feel some sympathy towards him because I do understand the mind games and the power plays that he would have played to kind of get, power over them. However, these men were men. They were not kids when this was happening. They were very aware of what it means if somebody's going to stick their penis in your asshole. They know what that means. You know what I'm saying? So what happened there was that they were willing to sell their integrity for a bit of fame, for a shot at fame, not even true fame, for a shot at fame. That's what concerns me the most. And then you have these people coming to now speak out about it, acting like they're victims, being so sad about it. Yes, you were a victim to a certain extent, but you are an adult, a consenting adult that allowed that to happen in the name of fame. This is the same thing as those parents that went to speak out on R. Kelly and act like he was a monster when you gave him permission to have access to your children and allowed your children to go and be hanging around with older gentlemen. You're not even just your children, your girl daughters, okay? So, I mean, at some point, we have to give, we have to give the accountability to the right parties. You're an adult, you're a consenting adult, and you allowed yourself to be in a position where you got fondled by another man. That's a you fault.
Would sit down and think about hurting.
But I'm sorry. I do have to say, I do feel bad because obviously the emotional trauma must be horrible. I'm not 100% just a terrible person, okay? So I'm sorry if I've triggered anybody, but the truth is the truth, bro. You're a freaking adult trying to get to the top by sucking D. Come on now. Everybody knows that that's basically you banging the devil. We don't do that.
Someone, I don't know. Or laugh about it after they do it, Like, I don't get it. That's what I said. None of them are innocent.
Forgive me.
I'm not here to expose anybody, but none of them are innocent, man. Like, none of them are innocent. Y'all all.
So you're not there to expose nobody. Then why are you talking? Why did you sit down on an interview with Vlad TV to talk about one of the most traumatic experiences of your life and you're trying to say that you're not trying to expose nobody? What are you trying to do? Get some clout again? Why are you talking about it? Why are you not publicizing the fact that you've slept with another man, or another man has slept with you, or another man has abused you, and now you're telling us that you're not here to expose nobody? You're there to expose somebody. You're there to kind of monopolize on the clout to see if you can get some sort of relevance again. Which, fine, I get it, fair enough, but I just wish that you did this early enough to protect other people. But somebody had to now take the step forward for you, so you jump on the bandwagon when you could have been the person to initiate this conversation, especially as you believe in God and you said that God took you out of it. So God should have carried you through it. But it's just, I think people are just so hollow, superficial.
Coming after this man for millions of dollars when y'all were a part of it as well. Y'all were down too. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair to him. It's not fair. Fair to me.
It's not fair to people that with actual story that actually been affected by that, because then it make everybody seem like they just try out to get something or whatever, opposed to it being real people that went through real stuff,
But But then again, these guys also took in some sort of code. I don't actually know exactly what happened, but I'm kind of telling by the tears and by how they feel so undignified by whatever has happened, that, yeah, they were fiddled by P. Diddy when they were trying to become a powerful and successful band.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Nothing. But then it's kind of scary to see grown men like this in that position and crying. I do understand it must be quite painful and hurtful. I just wish that they were not grown men when it actually happened to them, because then I don't feel as sorry for them. If they were children, if they were teenage boys, fair enough. But you're a grown-ass man crying because you allowed another grown-ass man to touch you in your private areas because you wanted to become a member of a famous boy band. Don't piss me off. But sorry, bro. It takes a lot for my
Well, thanks, Abigail. I'll be in touch.
Man who controls his lust becomes unstoppable. They find things all over the place. Auntie-o! He picked Auntie! He's smart now. He's very smart.
How long have you been a legal secretary?
24 years this spring.
You good at what you do?
I'm great at what I do.
Fantastic.
Then you start tomorrow.
Bam. Bam. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, a man, this is the thing. I feel like a lot of men are very silly and very stupid in the choices that they make. If you are smart enough, yeah, you're going to pick the person that is going to give you the least type of headache and temptation and kind of issues in your job. Not to say that a beautiful woman is going to give you issues in your job, but she's more likely to do it than an auntie who has, by the way, 24 years of experience. So she doesn't look, the most beautiful in the world, but she's good at her job. She is going to mind her business because she's an older lady, and you are not going to be tempted. So make wiser decisions, man. There's so many men out there that are putting themselves in positions where the devil will definitely be able to tempt them, and then they're acting as if they had no choice. Bro, just make the right choice, okay? Don't be going for people that could kind of put you in sticky situations, okay? Men, be besties with the aunties, you know what I'm saying? Be besties with the auntie. Be besties with women that you know you could never really go there unless you're really desperate, but ideally you won't be that desperate. Okay, make better decisions. Don't be just going for the longest 10-10s, because those ones there is temptation on a stick, bro. Oh my God. Before we even play this video, bloody Will Smith, yeah? Will Smith is pissing me off. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like Will Smith has not aged gracefully. Not in terms of his looks, but in terms of his maturity and how his personality has grown to kind of like into the older years of his life. First of all, he's not even making movies like that anymore. I don't think so anyways. Like, I feel like he could have transitioned into, more like fine wine actors, like could have transitioned into that category really well. But guess what? He wanted to be all cool and, very like forward thinking with this stupid red table conversation with his freaking wife that he was cheating on and she was cheating on him with his son's friend. Fine, who is now gay as well. What a mess. But this is what happens when you have no regard for your own privacy. You just want to be so relevant all the time that you'll be doing the maddest things in the whole world just so that people can have your name in their mouths. These times, do you know how the best actors, in my opinion, the best actors and the ones that have the long-lasting careers are the ones that stay quiet? All you know about them is you see them in the movies, or is the paparazzi trying to capture them things, in moments, in just, the paparazzi. Other than that, you shouldn't volunteer details about your life to the public, because now that you've done that, you've just opened Pandora's box. This guy started talking about his marriage with his wife. Oh my God, everyone's talking about it. He's famous again, but for the wrong reasons. And plus, giving his woman a bigger platform and making her even more famous, in control of the conversation. You look like a buffoon. Then at your big age, you're trying to do music. For what? You're just trying to leverage on your fame as an actor to do music, but you're not great as a musician. Maybe when you were young, and even I thought that his music when we were younger was a little bit corny as hell. What saved him was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that I also think is slightly overrated. I mean, I'm foreign. I didn't grow up with those kind of shows. But still, Will Smith is pissing me off. I feel like he's just going through a midlife crisis. He's acting like an overgrown teenager in an old man's body. Freaking annoying and yuck and begging it with the youths. Like, get a life, man. Sorry, but he just stresses me out.
Bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back.
I also hate it when people rap and they do wow, like don't piss me off.
Keep your eyes on him. This is the bounce back. With
which bounce back?
These mics, I feel like I'm Customato. 100 rounds of life, but still boxing my shadow. Yeah, I took a knee, never threw in the towel though. Hip hop's Messi, Neymar, and Ronaldo. Goal scored on these boys. I done won damn near every single award on these boys. Sold out movie theaters and even tours on these boys. Feeling like.
And let's also not act like we don't see the topic on his hair, okay? He's got, you know, the stuff that, the powder that you put on the hair like this to create the hairline. Bruh, you're just looking like a freaking old uncle. You know, there's uncles that think they're really cool, but they're not as cool as they are. And you just kind of feel bad for them. And, you know, with your siblings, you just say, oh, uncle is just, he's such a mad one. You laugh at them with your parents when they go. That's what he's moving like. He's just, Will Smith pisses me off. And I hate the fact that he also slapped Chris Rock. He's just a dickhead. I wish somebody boxed him in his face. Can't lie. Oh my God, I'm quite aggressive today. What the hell's going on with me?
Like a mop wipe the floor with these boys.
Shut up.
People ask me how I do it. I just bite off more than I can chew. Then I chew it. Yeah, y'all jokers thought I blew it. I pulled the pin out the grenade on purpose when I threw it. And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre. Cause I'm an artist at heart. I'm not just an actor, y'all. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is.
I don't know if I can watch this until the end. Like, this is so bad. It's just so corny. It's just so embarrassing. He's like, I swear, I think I'm getting like secondhand embarrassment. I'm feeling bad for his kids who probably have had to listen. I'm feeling bad for whoever he's dating that's having to stand there behind the camera and be like, yeah, you're doing so good. I would hate to be whoever his cheerleader basically is. That's all I'm saying. Because this is just embarrassing. Look at his face. Is this not the face of somebody whose mind has gone? Like, look at him. Look at him. Look. How embarrassing.
It's the bounce back.
Ugh.
Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on them. This is the bounce back. Yeah. Let's eat.
Oh, and he thought he ate, bruv. He thought he ate. He thought he ate. Oh my God. You know, when people just take advantage of their fame to, well, you know, when people are too afraid to tell you the truth because you're famous and important. That's exactly what's going on. Like, this annoys me. You best believe that if I was in that room, I wouldn't be saying, oh my God, that was sick. I'll just be like, okay, cool. We done? That's it. And I would release it. If that was my platform, I'd release it as a joke and cuss him for wasting my time and ruining my ears listening to this nonsense. I beg.
Oh goodness. Midlife crisis, or are we really about to watch this man bounce back? I think it's coming off a little cringe, but let's be
Very
fair.
cringe.
How can it not when the entire world is looking at you through judgmental eyes? Bouncing back after something so intense on the world stage is something that I don't think any of us can relate to. That level of pressure is absolutely insane. I mean,
to be fair, I will agree with her. At the same time, I'm judging him because I'm just getting the cringe and the secondhand embarrassment. However, she is right. She is saying, like, we don't even know what it must be like for him to have gone through what he's had to go through on the public stage. Like, the humiliation that he had to face when his wife basically told him she's in an entanglement with another man who is basically his son's age and even his son's friend. It's a lot where everybody's knowing. And on top of that, this is within the black community. This is something that within the community is a massive no-no. How is your woman cheating on you and openly discussing it, telling it to your face across a red table, my G? And he had to control whatever anger, whatever wrath, whatever fury he had inside of him when he heard about this and when he thought about the fact that everybody's going to know about this by tomorrow. Yeah, it couldn't have been easy. I do feel for him. I do understand. But yo, brother, I don't rate you. And you slapped Chris Rock as well. Foolishness. I know that you're crumbling under the pressure, but that pressure is what shows who the man really is. And unfortunately, you cracked under the pressure. Do you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you gave your woman too much power for her to humiliate you like that in front of everybody. But then at the same time, I will say something. If you were humiliating your woman, if you had other girlfriends whilst you're telling her about this marriage, this, that, brother, it's only fair that she's going to go and find somebody else too. You know? Like women, this is the thing also that I think men get wrong about women. Women will tolerate you cheating, but it does not mean that she's accepted it and or if she's even okay with it. So she will tolerate it, but best believe that behind the scenes, there's the plan B where she's going to cut your head off. You know, she's going to cut your balls off. She's going to destroy your life, your ego as a man. She's going to just humble you disgustingly, and there's not much you're going to be able to do about it because she's a woman. So I would just say, men, be very cautious if you're fucking around with other people within your relationship, because your woman will definitely find a very creative way to bring you down and to destroy your whole thing. That even if you do come back from the ashes, that scar will never disappear. Come on now.
It's not really reading as authentic, but I hope and I wish the best for him, and maybe moving forward and bouncing back. I don't know what his plan is, but perhaps this plan is exactly what he needs to reposition himself and get a little better with his mental. That's it. I'm wishing the best for Will. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
How can I make my boyfriend understand that it is wrong to like women's posts and stories on IG?
Yes. Ooh. Chat, tell me. Okay? And this is the thing. This will be for men and for women, because I know we like to have double standards. Is it okay for a man to like another woman's posts and stories? And remember, this is not just liking, oh, this is my cousin and I'm liking her family picture. This is the more provocative pictures, the thirst traps. Is it okay for a man to like a woman's thirst trap? And on the reverse, is it okay for a woman to be liking men's pictures, you know, where they're coming out of the water like this at the beach and you just see six pack, pa, 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 pa. You know, is it okay for you to like that? Because this is the thing, women are serious hypocrites, you know. The things that they tell you as men that you cannot do, best believe that they're doing it. You see, when she gets angry that you checked out another girl's nyash, is the same way that she and her friends will be checking out every single guy, like, oh my God, he's so hot, I'd totally do him. So I'm just saying, men and women are not that different. The only difference between men and women is that women are more secretive about it and they don't own up to their true nature. Trust me, women are much more sexual, much more devious, and much more predatory than you guys realize. We just know how to make ourselves look like little angels. But anyway, is it okay for your partner to like someone else's pictures or someone else's thirst traps on social media? Let's see what this lady is saying.
See, I can't stand that. Men, if you got a girl, like that picture in your mind. Because it's really not even about the fact that that girl is now getting your energy. This is the thing about women. This is how terrible we are, okay? What women do is we as women will see a man in a relationship and we want to know how much of a relationship is he really in? How good to her is he really? Does he really love her? And then they'll say things like, oh, he...
Yes, and this is the truth. And women also be haters. Don't be listening to when they try to say, oh, I'm a girl's girl, sisterly love, flower power. No, they're haters. And this is why, men, you need to be careful, because the moment that you are in a relationship and you're liking a girl's picture, the first thing that girl is going to do is test your relationship. She wants to spite your woman because she's pissed that she's got a man, and now she's gassed at the fact that the man liked her picture. So guess what she's going to do? She's going to scorn her sister by going to try and tempt the man even further to just test how far she can push him. It's the fact.
He was liking all my pictures. Oh, he's still all up in my DMs. Oh, he's still sending me heart eyes. And it just makes your girl look like a clown.
Yes.
Okay?
And that's the thing. Make sure that you know this, men. The reason why you shouldn't cheat on your woman, and the reason why your woman will also lose her mind if you cheat on her, is not necessarily just because you broke the trust and, oh my God, you cheated on me and I'm so hurt. No, it's for the humiliation that you cause her to go through every single time you put another person in the equation. So if you bring another girl who is your girl's competition, as you know, every woman is competing against one another. If you bring another girl to the equation, and whether it's just by liking or by even kissing or having any sort of interaction with her that is basically cheating, bro, that is the worst thing you can do. That's really, I think, probably the main reason why women dislike cheating so much is the humiliation they go through by you going to go speak to the ops and cheat on her with the op. Every woman is each other's ops, really, when it comes down to it. Unless you're like sisterly friends, like proper. But even them, sometimes your friends can be your biggest ops as well. So just be considerate of that, because if you're doing this stupidity and then you're putting your woman in a position where she looks like a clown, bruh, you're going to pay nice and expensive for that one. The fuck?
It's giving an opportunity for other women, and trust me, the same way that men talk, women talk, okay?
Very much so.
For women to get around and talk about your girl and make her sound like a lame and a loser, and that the person that she has is also a lame and a loser.
Yes. Because she thinks she's so happy. She thinks she's got a man. She thinks she's gassed because she's living her best life with the guy that supposedly loves her. Bro, little does she know, her man is into me. Her man is messaging me. Her man, That's the worst thing you can do to a woman. And then she's also going to talk about your sorry ass because they are excited about the fact that you went and you liked the picture, or you cheated on her with this girl, but then they're going to be looking at you thinking, but you're also a freaking loser because I never wanted you in the first place anyway. So they'll only use you for their own gratification and to hurt your woman for the competition, but they'll discard you because they think that you're a loser anyway. Like, how lame is it that this guy in a relationship is coming to like my pictures? Yuck. That's how really it goes. Like, no one wins in this situation. Only the person that you did the stupid act with. Foolishness.
Literally nothing worse than that. Now, I'm not saying don't watch the story. I'm also not saying don't like the picture. I'm just saying don't like the picture physically. Like it in your head. Send it to your friends. Put it in your boys' chat. Talk about it over there. But do not publicly give energy, attention, effort, any of that to any woman on the internet, because it makes your girl look like it's just space for somebody to disrespect your girl.
After these 6 deployments, 2.5 years of Afghanistan, Iraq, de-escalate fucking action. You're not doing your fucking job, motherfucker. I had this shit for 20 fucking years. You cannot de-escalate shit because you're stuck in your fucking job. De-escalate, you pussies. De-escalate. You're amplifying everything. Shut the fuck up, baldy cunt. Okay.
Mad thing. Let me tell you something. First of all, yes, fine, we get it that you're a veteran, so, you know, Americans respect their veterans a lot. And he's jacked, meaning that he's tall, big, and scary. And he's telling these people what to do. He's swearing at them, telling you, F this, F that, you're... Change the whiteness to a black man and see what happens. They won't de-escalate. They'll just terminate. Are you crazy? You see, this here, I would say, is white privilege. Because they're looking at the fact that he's a veteran. He's all jacked up. I get it. And he's got probably PTSD from the war and stuff like this. But, brother, you're a bit aggressive. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 with the guy on the camera. Police officers trying to deal with you after you've crashed. You ain't got no shoes on. You're absolutely tapped right now. And they're not doing anything about it. Not even a quick taser. There's 3 of them. They could taser you triple. Come on. There's a little bit of racial preference here happening.
We're just sitting here talking, okay? We're talking to someone who has PTSD on 4 combat tours that were special operators assigned to the Green Berets who doubled their fucking record on fucking enemy weapon caches, and you're challenging me. Get the car out of the ditch.
Mad!
There's a tow truck and me. You have nothing to do with this. It's not a law enforcement issue.
Men are so quick.
Well, okay, fine. So obviously, I can give it to him that he wasn't doing anything against the law, I suppose. But you just crashed your car against a tree. As far as they're concerned, it could be a DUI. You know, driving under the influence. It could be anything. But guess what? Because you're a veteran and it's like 4 combat tours, and you're jacked and you're scary, you're shouting at police officers in that manner. This is what I'm saying. I do kind of understand why the police officers did not escalate the situation further, because obviously they can see that the guy's extremely aggravated. He's got PTSD. He's violent. There's a certain aggression within him. He's a big guy. So if they try to do anything, things could just go left. But then at the same time, this is not the first time that I've seen a certain confrontation with all these police officers. And remember, numbers also mean something. There's at least 4 of them there. But no one has reacted. It took only maybe 3 men to take down George Floyd. Okay? Now, I mean, this is not about Black Lives Matter or anything like this. But I'm just saying, the difference between the treatment of an aggressive white man and a presumed aggressive black man. Bruh, if he was black, and especially as big as he is, they'll take out the gun straight away. Tasers wouldn't even be good enough for a shot to the head straight away because this person is too scary to deal with and they're extremely aggressive and we're fearful for our own safety and our lives, so we need to take him down. That's what would happen. But obviously, you know, it is what it is.
Men are so quick to go after little girls, but they are not friends with 18-year-old boys because they know they have nothing in common with them. But somehow they claim to have all this chemistry with a teenage girl. And guess what? That relationship didn't just magically happen. Men have to actively go out of their way to seek out and be around 18-year-old girls. The same way big businesses wish they could pay below the minimum wage, men wish they could legally date below 18. If the laws change tomorrow and 18 is no longer the magic number, I guarantee you they would go lower. Because
of course they would go lower. Are you crazy? This is like, you're not saying anything that is brand new. Men do like younger women. I think that a lot of men have got kind of pedophilic tendencies, okay? Because they don't differentiate between their sexual desires and the moral kind of filter of age, okay? So yeah, most of them would go for very young girls. This is the thing, I think it's only a very modern concept where we're kind of increasing the ages a little bit more, because having a huge age gap, like 10 to 20 years between man and woman, wasn't actually something so abnormal and unusual back in the day. You'll see that there's a lot of people that, at least in my age group, I'm 32, there's a lot of people in my age group who have parents, including my mom. My mom's got 17 years difference with my dad. She's younger than my dad by that much. There's a lot of people that have got these relationships. A lot of marriages, in fact, a lot of the times that the women will be at least 10 years younger. 5 years younger is not even a big enough difference for marriages back in the day. So I just feel like, yeah, we need to kind of address this kind of love that older men have for younger girls, you know? Because it's true what he said, men will go for teenage girls, 18-year-old girls, to kind of go be with them, be in a relationship with them and say, yeah, but, you know, she'll be a good mom, she's pure this and this and that, saying that there's nothing wrong with it, that they can make their own decisions. But then they don't have 18-year-old men friends. Why? Because the maturity levels are just not there. You know, at 18, your maturity, your development, your mental development, your psychological development, whatever development we're talking about in every single aspect is just not there in comparison to somebody that is 10, 12 years older than you and more. So yeah, this is something that we know is a perverse kind of, you know, it's a perverted sort of desire, I think, that men do have. And I think that's something that we can just say, yes, men have perversions, you know, like we all do. Everyone, I bet you if you go search on everybody's corn history, you see some mad shit. You know what I'm saying? So behind closed doors, people are actually quite perverted. And I think we need to explore this a little bit more, open it up, and really see if we can understand what is happening so we can prevent it. Because there's a lot of men that are going, you know, for younger women. And I mean, you're 18 and going out with a 40-year-old man. That's a man that is old enough to be your father. Like, that's so weird. And you as a man, don't you feel weird that you're basically banging your daughter's friend? Isn't that strange? I find it so strange. I don't think also another thing that I have to say, men, I don't even know what's wrong with you that you want women to call you daddy. That is so weird. Like, that's a whole topic for another day. I think this is going to be my last video and then I'm going to sign off because I'm going to be back again tomorrow, obviously. Let's see what else he's saying.
It was never about finding love. It's about finding someone who's easier to control. Someone who will tolerate the nonsense that older, more experienced women will never tolerate.
Yes.
An older woman won't wash your dirty underwear, but an 18-year-old girl will. An older woman won't tolerate cheating, but an 18-year-old girl will. So these men are looking for a woman who's willing to become a doormat. And once they get everything they want from her, they will dump her for a brand new 18-year-old girl.
So this is the thing. I wouldn't say necessarily. I think he's kind of wrong. I don't think that the reason why men go for 18-year-olds is just because they can control them, because they'll wash his dirty underwear and they'll tolerate his cheating. No, it's because at 18, you're not developed enough to have any levels of independence, meaning that you're going to be dependent fully on a man. If you're fully dependent on a man, then he is undoubtedly your leader. If he is undoubtedly your leader because he funds your life, you know you need to be on your best behavior and listen to basically daddy, because that's essentially what it is, and follow his rules and do everything that he tells you to do. So it's actually more of a twisted daughter and dad relationship than it is actually a real relationship, I think. And I think that the girls that are in these situations, they don't realize that maybe in another 5 to 10 years, if that, they're going to change their mind. They're going to look at this man, they're going to find him disgusting, because they would have matured to get to a stage where they understand that, yuck, this is not it. You know yourself as a woman, and you know that you are with this man because something in your life was meaning that you needed somebody to save you, somebody to take care of you. I think a lot of these women ended up with men that are much older out of necessity, not out of love. Come on now.
They clearly see women as objects. That's why they are mad at me for saying that a woman's past doesn't matter. They keep asking me stupid questions, like if I'd buy a used car with high mileage.
Blood.
Now, to all the guys saying, it's just a preference, bro. How come your preference is conveniently targeting women who are easier to manipulate? I'm not against age gap relationships. However, you don't see women romanticizing older men in the same way. Women don't say, I want to date the oldest man I possibly can. But
yeah, you don't. And if anything, all men are a bit disgusting. And especially for the fact that even once they reach like 40, they kind of like... You get to see a little bit more of their stiffness. Other than Ronaldo, yeah, I think most men, the moment they hit 40, they become stiff. And I hear you can only get it up once a day. You see? Because a lot of men are not actually healthy. If you think about it, the man's lifestyle is a lot more unhealthy. So I definitely believe that if a man gets to 40, he'll only be able to get it up once a day. He'll be starting to get wrinkly, stiff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like take a little bit longer to lift up his leg to wear his shoes and his trousers. I don't know. Just ick. Let me get to 40 with my man so that when I'm 40 and he's 40, I can't judge him because I'm going through the same thing. Come on.
But men insist on dating the youngest woman they legally can. Yes, an 18-year-old woman is an adult. She can buy a lotto ticket and she can vote. But we all know why you're picking her. Older women have boundaries and self-respect. An 18-year-old girl is still new to adulthood, and she might ignore red flags that an older woman would spot in 2 seconds. And to the guys who keep pretending that you met by accident, we see you. You're not fooling anyone. If you're actively targeting girls who graduated high school last week, maybe we should start getting the handcuffs ready.
1% have...
Right. Anyways, I am going to sign off here. I am going to say good night, good day, good afternoon to all you, wherever you are in the world. But I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to come back again tomorrow. But so that you don't miss any of the uploads, any of the reactions, not only from me, but from the whole Mischief Managed Media team, make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you stay active. Hit that notification bell so that anytime we give you new content, we are right there on your screen. Because trust me, true entertainment like this one is not found just everywhere. So stay tuned. Make sure that you also go find me on social media all over the place as at Miss Dinalva. It's just here on the screen now for my Instagram, but it's the same everywhere. And on that note, I solemnly swear that I am up to no good and forever will be up to no good. And it's the troublemaker extraordinaire signing off. Muchos besos. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next reactions of Doom Scrolling with Miss